Mark Rogers, TV talking some Iowa football with the Hawkeyes cranking up spring practice this week. We've got Ben Ross on the line from Black Heart Gold Pants, the SB Nation platform for Iowa athletics. Ben, we always appreciate you stopping by and giving us some insight. And I guess this starts with quarterback and wherever you want to take us in regards to Kirk Ferentz holding his first news conference pre-spring and what he had to share.
Yeah, happy to be here, Mark. Iowa hits the field for spring practice on Wednesday. Kirk Ferentz addressed the media leading up to that on Monday morning. And we got some pretty good storylines. First and foremost, we're going to be breaking in a brand new quarterback with the departure of C.J. Beathard. And Kirk Ferentz loves to talk about how it's always a competition up in the air, but I think everybody knows this is going to be Nathan Stanley's job to lose. He was a true freshman last year and was the backup to C.J. Beathard. He was the only quarterback besides C.J. to see the field at all in any capacity. The product out of Menominee, Wisconsin, he didn't show very much, but I think he comes in as the incumbent more or less, and it will be his job to lose. We've got Tyler Wiegers behind him, who is redshirt sophomore, and the upperclassman on Nathan is probably going to try and get that second string job. Then there's Drew Cook, the Iowa City prospect. Whether or not he might switch to linebacker or even stay in Iowa City at all. I was a little bit surprised to see him on the depth chart as a quarterback yesterday, but we'll see how that all pans out. The other thing, obviously, to keep the eye on is Brian Ferentz, Iowa's new offensive coordinator. That last name sounds familiar. It should, because it is Kirk's son. He was an offensive lineman at Iowa. He coached back when Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez were making grown men cry on the football field. Should Iowa fans be excited to see a brand new offensive scheme? No. It's going to be the same, and we shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so it's going to be the same offense. So did Kirk Ferentz plainly state that, hey, same offense, no new wrinkles, not going to delve into anything new, or was it pretty much stated between the lines?
He said there's going to be new terminology. He said that Greg Davis came in from Texas with some different terms, and that they're going to change maybe some names and some schemes. But he said largely that the offensive scheme depends on the personnel. And since we've got a lot of returning guys from last year and they haven't aggressively been recruiting dual threat quarterbacks or anything of that nature as of late, I think we're still going to see 2 tight end sets with a fullback and a running back and 2 split ends. And just see where that can go. He said he hopes to recreate the 2015 offense that saw Iowa go 12-0, but he probably said the same thing last year too.
Ben Ross joining us from Black Heart Gold Pants. Ben, I know that fans are always clamoring for a more imaginative offense, but does that really work for Iowa? Isn't it? I know people would like to see more imagination, more gadget plays, but does that really fit the personnel? Maybe is discretion a little bit more of the wise decision here?
It works at Wisconsin, works in Minnesota. Why can't it work at Iowa? Why can't we run a successful end around or a jet sweep or anything like that? People in the Hawkeye state love to talk about walk-on offensive linemen and game between, game one being in the trenches and everything. But, Kirk yesterday in his press conference that stuck out to me said, the thing about football, it doesn't change much. Well, I think, Chip Kelly would like to have a word with you, Coach. I think the spread offense would like to have a word with you. And, that I am being a little coy, obviously. But I think, if you've been watching football in any capacity, Iowa football at all in any capacity, the offense has certainly been stale. More often than not, it's been very milquetoast, and most importantly, it's been predictable. And that's when the jet sweeps that Wisconsin was running last year that worked so well against Ohio State, and when Minnesota had Jerry Kill doing his weird thing going on over there. And we'll see how PJ Fleck does in Minnesota this year. But I see no reason why he can't scheme and try out some new things.
And your point's pretty well taken in addition, because Nathan Stanley is a big kid at 6'5". He's a pro-style quarterback. He's got a strong arm, but he's not going to scare any defenses. So you're not going to get another dimension out of the offense by him breaking contain and threatening a defense downfield. So that's not where the imagination and the big play wild card's going to, X factor is going to come from.
And I mean, we really lack. I mean, last year we were a little short of weapons, and this year we especially are. We have Akrum Wadley is without a doubt our biggest playmaker at running back, and after that, you know, we're all scratching our heads. We don't have any proven tight ends, really, so to speak. We had George Kittle last year, and last year we had Matt Vandenberg at wide receiver, and he was unfortunately broke his foot in the second or third week of the season. He'll be coming back this year on the medical red shirt. But also, unfortunately, Kirk revealed to us yesterday that he re-injured his foot in, you know, it's sort of a freak. I think it's a non-contact injury. So he won't be participating in spring ball. Hopefully he comes back. But without Vandenberg, we really don't know who is going to be catching the ball. On that same end, Iowa brought in a junior college receiver from Iowa Western Community College by the name of Nick Easley. He was the number one JUCO receiver, I believe, in the nation. And Iowa really doesn't bring in JUCO guys. It's kind of on campus. And so what does Kirk do? He puts him at number 2 on the depth chart for the wide receiver position. That is good. And I'm surprised to see it. And somebody asked him about it yesterday, and Kirk said, you know, I think a fire in the belly of the incumbents of the other receivers on the roster. And you can't hate that move, because really the other guys on the roster, it's Jermaine Smith and Adrian Falconer, and on campus for a long enough time, getting out of them, and it's really, we're not getting a lot.
All right, Iowa looking to develop at quarterback and at wide receiver to kind of complement the big play threat of Akrum Wadley this fall. Ben Ross joining us from Blackheart Gold Pants to set us up for Iowa during spring practice. Hopefully we can have you on in the next couple weeks, Ben, and we can get an update on where the Hawkeyes stand, and hopefully you've seen some signs of some development based on the news coming out of Iowa City. So thanks for the time, Ben.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.